go. Only video so far.
Only audio would be good too.
Yeah, and audio.
You say only video. I'm like, what? What happened to those?
Skeletor was created in 1981, according to some random website I just saw.
So then, what's the? What is this? 2019 now? So 81.
Skeletor, the Lord of Destruction, made his first appearance as both toy and in comic form.
So that was
back
that was 38 years ago then. So
yes, I don't know what Alexa
where
or
does that thing
Echo.
get 25? Yeah, where does the thing get 25 from?
Yeah, where's Echo?
So confusing.
Alexa thinks.
Wow, does my quality really look that bad? I look fuzzy.
Do you look fuzzy?
Do I look fuzzy, Shane? How do
I look fuzzy? You guys look fine, but I look fuzzy.
How's the blur versus you guys aren't blurring? Does that look out of place?
I think it looks good on yours.
No, I think it looks cool actually.
Yeah, all right. I mean, I don't have anything in the back to really, showcase, so I'm fine with it leaving it on.
So I did the host command first, and it didn't work because you weren't live. Then I did it again, and now it says you're already hosting that channel.
Right.
There
It is.
All right, so let me move this. Let me
This
go.
is an article from bloody-disgusting.com.
What?
That's what it is with Skeletor. Was inspired by a real-life corpse inside a carnival haunt. Okay, I don't know.
That I never heard.
I don't know what this is.
Crazy.
This doesn't. I don't know how credible this website is. I didn't even read the article. I clicked on the first link that kind of gave me 81 just to see a little bit more about it.
Jeez.
And I didn't know Mattel kind of made the toy.
Well, that reminds me of
just like it's a Barbie, but now we're kind of
Transformers and Hasbro, right? Hasbro?
Yeah.
Isn't that who did them?
Oh yeah, that does sound right. He-Man.
Just a way to sell toys, right?
Really? Oh, isn't there like a really good thing about like the toys that made us, like documentary on Netflix?
Oh,
that kind of
yeah.
goes into that whole thing.
I love that series. I don't know why they stopped making them. Hey, can I? Are we like officially live? Like, can I post the link?
Yeah, you can. We are
Or we're
officially
not?
live. Yep. Actually, that reminds me, I got to do the same. Actually, well, that's kind of cool. My phone was like, "Do you want to go into Do Not Disturb mode because you have a thing going on?"
Ooh, that's
How
right.
do you do that? I want to set that up.
It was just what do you call that? The one of the latest features of iOS 12. I already forgot what it's called.
It knows your habits before you.
Oh,
do.
it's like Siri automated shortcut. Siri shortcuts, I think is what it's called. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, check
Oh, I still haven't. I haven't even looked into Siri shortcuts yet. I should try that.
Yeah, I haven't looked into it, but I updated already. Obviously.
Yeah.
There we go.
Are you holding strong, Shane, with all your?
Holding strong so far.
I just feel you got a whole bunch of gauges and you can't go into the red.
Yeah, I know. I was having some issues there, but
Yellow.
things have
And then there's
been
green.
pretty good since I don't know. I think it was a CPU thing for a while because
Or your dock.
yeah, well, I was doing 3 simultaneous monitors, and I think that might have been bogging things down. So I'm down to 2, and it seems better.
Wow, the monitors. I don't know if I would have thought that, but I guess.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, with
Okay, there we go.
Thunderbolt taking up the resources.
So just a quick rundown. Yeah, I think you got access to the doc if you wanted to look in there. But we've got we talk about a couple articles and then talk about stuff that usually it's stuff that pisses me off. And
Yeah,
then,
stuff that pisses Shane off.
and then
I should open the Google Docs thing.
and then we get into our review of a particular product, and that is we're talking about this one in particular is the AverMedia Live Gamer Portable 2 Plus. That's can I ask you do you have a game capture device, Joey?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I use the Elgato
HD60.
the HD60 Pro. Yeah.
Oh, the Pro. Okay.
Yeah, the PCI Express. This one.
Nice.
Ooh.
Sweet. So yeah, you can definitely chime in or at any point when I'm talking about this particular one, we can kind of compare and contrast a little bit if we want.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's the last segment, so it'll be a little bit. But looks like it is 7 o'clock now, so it's probably a good time to get going here, I suppose. I wonder if I should turn up my volume. My mic volume might be a little lower than it normally is here.
All right. Well, you sound fine to me, but I know that doesn't matter.
Oh, here we go. Jesus, I'm trying to look for this.
Does this sound too high now?
I got it.
This is usually what I have it at. It might be maxing out at that. That might be way too high.
It sounds a little bit fuzzy.
Yeah. Sound fuzzy. Okay. Well, maybe I'll take it back down. I'll take it back.
Let's go away.
All right. Maybe I'll keep it at this here.
I sound all right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know I don't.
Yeah, no, you
right.
sound good.
This is the face I was born with.
All right. Sounds good. So,
She's gonna leave the stream on this.
as is tradition, I'll count down. And...
Are you gonna do your little?
Yeah, no, just do. This is kind of a newish thing we're doing. Just a little spiel. I'll read off the spiel of what the episode's going to be about, and then dive right in. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. On this episode of Tech Ease with special guest Joey Image, iRobot is taking the room out of Roomba. I spy a new place to buy a pie. Ice is irritating. And we're capturing video.
Tech Bees.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Techies, the podcast about simplifying our lives one gadget at a time. I'm Shane for Sunday, February 10th, 2019. That over there is Tony.
Hello.
Hey, Tony. What's going on?
Not much. I actually kind of downloaded Fortnite like an hour ago.
Okay. All right.
I don't know if you guys have ever really played that. I think you might have a little bit. I was so kind of against it before, but I'm like, all right, I'm going to try it now because I kind of checked out this new Apex Legends. I'm like, well, this looks kind of nice, but then you kind of need a lot of people. Not sure. So then I'm kind of trying these now. I know I'm kind of late to the game, but I
Nice.
don't know.
Well, you did allude slightly here, just when you said you guys, to there being an additional guest here, and that other guest is Joey Image tonight. Joey, how you doing, man?
Good evening, fellas. You know what's interesting to me is that you just got Fortnite, and Apex just came out like last week, and Fortnite's been out for. Like it's so interesting to me that you didn't like jump on the new thing. You jumped on the most popular thing.
I know, right? I did. It's like Apex. Yeah, I know that just came out, and I'm like, all right, do I have to try it? This looks kind of nice. But I kind of want to learn how to play this stuff before people kind of depend on me.
Yeah.
And
I played Apex, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I like it, but I don't understand why. Like, I don't mean I understand why. I mean, in general, why? Like, do we need another one of these battle? They're all the same. The only thing that's different is the type of guns, but everything shoots, so it's still a gun. Yeah. And like the layout or like the scene you're in, you know what I mean? The area, whatever, the background, the trees, all that stuff. It's just a different. It's like if I go kill a guy in Germany and then I kill another guy in South Africa, it's the same thing. I shot a guy. Big deal.
Well, I guess you could build.
The only thing that's different is my surroundings.
Yeah,
that was a weird example. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Well,
I don't know. I just wanted to, I guess, sort of see what the hype was about, but I don't know. I don't know how much time I want to put into it either. So we'll see.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not going to play Apex. I mean, I'm not going to play. I've streamed Fortnite a bunch of times.
Sure,
it's way too cartoony for me.
It is.
Once Call of Duty Blackout came out, then I started playing that, and that's got super realistic graphics, which is what I like. But Apex is like the middle of the two, kind of.
It is, yeah.
So you know what I mean. So I like Apex Legends and I like Call of Duty Blackout, and I'm probably going to stick with both of those two. But I probably will not play Apex as much as I did Fortnite before came out. Before Blackout came out.
Okay, I didn't play Blackout. Is that a free one too? Are they all free?
No, see that's the thing. Blackout's not free because it's part of Call of Duty 4. So you have to
okay.
But so they replaced their campaign mode with Battle Royale mode.
Yeah.
And it's good, but again, it's not free. So that's another reason why I think Apex Legends is like number one right now, because it's first of all, it's new, it's fresh, it's only been out for less than a week. So everyone's gonna jump on it to check it out, but also it's free.
It's also
And Blackout's not free, so.
Mike says, Tony, just buy a Switch. and you know why he's saying that is because he just bought one. And you can play, well, I don't, probably not, no, Apex you can't play on there, right? But
no, not yet.
Not yet.
I mean, I don't know if that's going to come out or if there's any plans. I mean, that's one thing I suppose Fortnite has. It's on everything.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's another reason why I think it's still, well, I don't even know if it's number one now because of Apex, but
Sure.
I know at least in the Twitch streaming, it's not number one anymore. But again, Apex is brand new. It's only been out for less than a week, so everyone's going to jump on it. But
Yeah.
I think the reason why Fortnite was number one for so long over Blackout and over like Realm Royale and whatever the other battle royals are is because it's on every single system. So, you know what I mean? It's like when people say, well, Android is more popular than iOS because, you know, it's got more usage. Of course, it's on 50 phones.
Right.
You know, iOS
Exactly.
on one.
Exactly.
Obviously, it's going to be bigger. It's not,
Right.
you know, it's people think that it's like the Android people think that they're like smarter because they know that fact. Oh, big deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It seems like the same thing to me. It's like Fortnite's free and it's on everything. So
It's on everything. I'm just wondering what kind of experience, playing Fortnite on an iPhone or an Android.
Yeah.
phone.
I didn't like it. I do it on an iPhone once in a while, like at family events, because my two nephews are 9 and 13 and they play it.
Uh-huh.
So like my nephew David plays on his iPad, and like I'll play with him if we're at a thing. And my nephew Brendan's got it on his Xbox, and they're all interconnected, so you can play cross platform.
Yeah.
Which hoping Apex does that in the future.
I think you really need to do that, and I'm sure they're seeing the value of that more so.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I just started playing a little bit Fortnite. Well, Fortnite finally. I'm super late to the game myself. I agree that it's cartoony. I actually kind of like that about it, but I still am struggling to understand the building part of it.
That's why I like Blackout, because you don't have to build. There's no building. Same thing in Apex. I don't think there's building in that either.
No, I don't think so either. And I don't know if I would like the building either. That's why I thought I would try Apex. But I don't know. You have. It's a groups of 3 you need to do, and maybe they'll have another mode or whatever later. But right now it's just you get a group of 3 people and
right.
I feel like the building thing is like a waste of time. Like while I'm building a wall, some idiot behind me is shooting me in the head.
Exactly. That was my
Like I don't want to waste my time. And the controls are so confusing. Like Q is one thing, and then E is like something else, and then F is something.
Yeah.
Then like the mouse buttons or something. Like, dude, I can't press 11 buttons at the same time with only 10 fingers. While some guys
stream
there's 20 guys shooting at me.
Yeah, but seeing those heavy hitters stream it, it really looks. I mean,
I don't understand. They make it look easy.
They totally make it look easy. I'm like,
don't
this is not.
understand.
Yeah.
Like I'll play with a guy that's like shooting 6 people while he's building 11 things on this side at the same time. Like, how do you do that, dude?
That's
don't understand.
impressive, and also like, I don't know if I can put this much time into that.
I have like the keybind menu on the screen. I'm looking at the keyboard while I'm pressing stuff, and there's 40 guys behind me. Like, yeah, turn around, moron.
I feel like that would be.
Yeah,
me.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Well, real quick before I can't let our listeners down. What's everyone drinking tonight? Joey, what do you got there?
Just a Miller Lite, nothing.
Nice.
I got Miller Lite, and I got 4 Yinglings left.
Oh, Okay, I was just thinking about Yingling. Florida beer, yeah. We were. Well, I don't know if is it from Florida, Yingling, originally?
No, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Pennsylvania. Oh, well, there you go. Okay.
I think.
Well, I know we can't get it here, the birthplace of Miller Lite, where we're at. But incidentally, what about you, Tony? What do you got there?
I've got this lager beer from probably
Blurred
out.
Blur effect is, we are noticing the defects immediately.
Wait a second.
Yeah, it's like
But it does
imitation.
You know when you see a TV show and it just says
What's that?
cola or beer?
Yeah,
That looks like a TV show version of Heineken.
This exactly.
It does.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
I feel like it's like Aldi's. I don't know if anyone. Aldi's is a place where you get groceries. It's kind of like a
store. They have their own beer.
They have beer,
I
and
was
this is
surprised
like
too.
the Aldi's version of Heineken. I want to say. I don't know. Yeah.
I didn't. That seems funny to me too. But
So, that's pretty good.
anywho, I
Like the
suppose
television version of it.
I suppose. What do you guys think? Should we start talking about some news? We can talk about some news.
Did you drink, Shane? Shane, what are you drinking?
Oh yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah, what are you drinking?
Well, let's see. Take your pick. You know me. I like to have multiple
Shane's
options.
got at least 3.
I got my Pinot Noir here and my extra large glass. But I picked up a couple that Tony gave me last night. Here I got the Raised Grain Naked Threesome, and what is this one again? Habanero Mango Cider.
Yeah, Matt brought that.
That's very interesting. I don't know.
That sounds different.
It wasn't hot. I know habanero's
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like it's got a spice to it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. We'll see if I get to those or not tonight. But at any rate, yeah, let's talk about some news.
News.
Yes, I'm on deck here.
You're on deck.
Yes, this is articles from Ars Technica, and it's the Roomba lawnmower is finally happening.
What?
Yeah, and Roomba is, for those of you who don't know, is a vacuum, like a robot. I guess you could say it's like a disc that kind of goes around your floors.
We know what
what's that?
I think
Everybody knows what a Roomba is.
Most people probably know, yeah.
By a company called iRobot. And yeah, they have this little thing. You kind of put a little charger in the corner, and it kind of just undocks from it, and it cleans your carpet, your floors. I don't know the sucking power of something like this, but it's supposed to like kind of map out your floors and just go around and just go. If it hits something, it bounces off, turns, goes. Just kind of cleans your floors. Yeah. And I was surprised that back in 2002, the first one came out.
Wow.
Kind of a one. Didn't really know that. But then, after a while, they were kind of, there was rumors of maybe a lawnmower option, because that's another sort of flat surface, I suppose, depending on where you live.
Seems like a no-brainer, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so. And I think I would like that. Mm-hmm. So they've had patents from, along with the rumors, there were patents from, they were saying in this article, from 2008 to 2015 to kind of make something like this for a lawnmower. So 17 years later, from 2002 to now, so they finally announcing something here. And before, they were pretty much the only competitors of the vacuum. But now getting into this space with the lawnmowers, there's other competitors, which I had no idea are already out, like Honda, Robo-Mo, Mo, Shane.
Robo-Mo. This is like RoboCop's girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly.
I am Mo.
And I haven't really heard of any of these either, except Honda. I suppose they kind of make a lot of things. And Works is another one, WORX.
Oh, Works.
They all have a different kind of line of these lawnmower kind of like automated devices. Anyway, so iRobot, they're making their Terra. Am I saying that right, Shane?
Yeah, that looks right. Sure, yeah.
Terra. So I know names can be kind of confusing for me sometimes.
Names are hard.
And really what they're doing is it's, to cut grass. And they're pretty much taking the same tech from the vacuums and putting it into something that you would use outside. Battery powered, and it's also kind of small to the ground. This article does have some pictures that it shows. And, kind of just wheels around, self-propelled. And then it self-docks if it needs to charge. And then it kind of remembers where it left off. And then once it has a good charge, it goes back and just keeps going. And it kind of made me think...
Cool idea.
Yeah, it kind of makes me think that this is sort of like a process. Like, I know when I do the lawn... all right, I got an hour, I'm going to do it, then I'm going to be done. But it feels like this could be like an all-day thing, or maybe a couple days, I don't know how the battery is going to be, but it'll just do it, then it'll stop for a while, then it'll start again where it left off. And it kind of is a, self-process that it kind of just does with you there or not there or whatever. Oh, I guess thinking about it, I don't know if you'd want something that's expensive, outside where someone might be able to... steal it.
Yeah, fair.
I might be a little leery about something like that if I actually paid, but that's, I guess, neither here nor there right now.
Yeah.
So it does have an app, the Home app, also that the Roomba has too, where you can kind of see how it's doing, and I believe you can kind of control it too. They have this Imprint Smart Mapping navigation technology with it too, where I think it maps out. It uses these stake-like devices. There's these beacons that you kind of put around your yard.
Perimeter fence.
So it kind of knows where to go. What's that?
When he said steak-like devices, I'm like, I don't get it. Like, is it attracted to meat?
That's right. Well, you just hammer them in the ground. They're saying that's a little easier than some of these other competitors. You have to bury a wire as in a perimeter around your yard.
Oh, that's weird.
So they're saying that driving a stake in the ground is a lot easier to put in the ground.
That's almost like, it sounds like it would be on a track almost, like the wire would like guide it. So
Yeah.
you have to like dig up a whole like trench in that shape and then drop. That sounds like a huge.
Yeah, so that's what these beacons are for, to just put them, a perimeter around, maybe
Almost
four.
like an invisible electric fence.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, and then it also uses different technology that will first of all, if it hits anything physical, it'll just bounce off of it, turn, and just go back the other way.
Sorry.
Kind of like a Roomba does now.
Yeah.
But then also you can set different what would they say? Undesirable locations that you want, where you would just tell not to go in a certain spot, and it's supposed to know based off the app.
In my head, I'm picturing this thing like going across the street and doing my neighbor's lawn too.
Sure, do the whole neighborhood. Why not?
That's another thing, like not to get too far off topic, but somebody could maybe hack it and just come over here.
Yeah. I guess if you're putting the stakes in though, like that gives it that kind of invisible barrier. So
Yeah.
it'll see that and it'll pick up that signal and just turn around and go back.
Yeah, that'll
I
do.
like the idea of trying to hack it though.
But yeah, and you can also within your yard, you can also set, don't go here, there's a garden here, even if there's physical barriers. You can put that, I guess, in the app, I'm sure, from your smartphone.
They would have to have a million different frequencies then. Otherwise, I could buy one and put my stakes, take yours out of your yard when you're not paying attention, put them in my yard, and the thing goes all the way across the street.
That's what I'm thinking about. How safe, how secure or comfortable are you going to be with something like this?
Like,
the whole point of it is,
with my luck, if someone just walks by 5 minutes after I buy it and put it down, like, okay, go to work, and I go back in the house, and someone just takes, like, oh, all right.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I guess I don't want to have to
4
baby.
days later, my lawn is 35 feet high.
Yeah, you want to be like, all right, you kind of look at it, but I think the whole point
Where'd
of it
he
is to
go?
set it and forget it, right?
I think he left.
I don't know if you're going to want to set it and forget it.
Right, exactly. That's like.
So,
I also want to know. And this is a completely stupid question, but
No, go on.
most of them for me are. So did 20th Century Fox have to get some kind of licensing to use the name iRobot?
I was wondering the exact same thing.
Oh, yeah, they did. No, I don't know.
Well, that's
I'm
like
assuming that they did.
Lucasfilm and
in the
Droid.
movie, did they have to get some other kind of licensing to use the name U.S. Robotics? U.S. Robotics was the first kind
The
of
modem company?
modem I ever owned.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Wow, US Robotics. That takes me back.
Good old,
Yeah.
gosh, I think I had a 14.4 modem, I would say.
My first modem was 2400 baud, and it was a U.S. Robotics.
Nice.
Mine was 14.4.
Back when they were known as 3Com.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
That was my first broadband modem. Was that little shark, that silver shark fin thing.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go.
But I've always wondered that. I don't know why I haven't Googled it by now. I've
Was
been
that-
wondering that since the movie came out.
Was that called a surfboard?
Figured it out.
That's exactly what I think. Whenever I think of the Roomba, or you go to like these stores and you see them and you think iRobot. That's what I think too.
Yeah, I'm like, why is there not a complete, $1 million ad campaign with Will Smith selling these things? Like, you've seen the movie, now buy a robot. A robot.
I mean,
Like,
could be Shia LaBeouf too, I guess.
No, I'm from Philly, but I live in Bel Air now with Carlton, and like they're doing the Carlton dance, and like they're doing the. So you have Alfonso Ribeiro play Carlton. You have him doing the Carlton dance, but he's got
he'd
two
do it.
Roombas like on his feet, and he's dancing around with them, and like seeing how they, you watch how they mow the lawn or whatever. Like, why has no one done this yet?
I feel like they missed the boat now.
I'm gonna call Will Smith tomorrow. And be like, look, man, I don't know how I got your number, but get on this.
He makes another iRobot movie, and then we can bring it
It's
back,
a
and then we
Roomba.
can do the lawnmowers.
Instead of the robots in the first one, they're all Roombas. They're gonna clean all the streets, kill them.
I did not murder him.
I did not murder him. I did not clean the carpet.
Has anyone
Don't
used or
confuse the two.
seen one of those before? I'd be curious to know how
I've never used one, but
effective they are.
I think my brother has an off-brand one. I think he likes it quite a bit.
Wii Roba.
They're actually pretty big. They're like the circle discs or whatever.
As
You know,
opposed
tracked
to the
across. It looks
square
pretty
discs,
big.
yeah.
And then another thing that I guess I didn't really talk about, but I know my dog would chase it and possibly.
I have
not
a
get over
video
it.
of a cat riding around on it.
There was that video.
Riding around in I guess it's in a kitchen or something.
Yeah.
And the cat's on it, like hanging out, staring at the camera as the thing rides by.
That's funny.
See, those are funny, and I think I've seen some of those in like sitcoms or whatever.
That's something I never thought about actually. Like, would an animal screw with it, and then it doesn't? The cleaning job doesn't happen because the dog got mad and
Sammy would start chewing
smacked
it. My dog would start chewing it. Now, the lawnmower is a little bigger, so I don't. She might bark at it. It's moving by itself. I got to chase it. I have that prey drive. Just got to run it, and she would catch it. Any of this stuff is probably slow, but. Just also to finish it up, it launches in Germany with U.S. beta testing happening sometime this year, and no price announced yet. But the competition, the range is 1,000 to 3,000. So
Yeah, that's for something that small too. It's kind of like wow.
something that small. But I guess they didn't
That's
go
the money-
into
that's the
like
price range they're looking at.
yeah, that's what some of the other ones.
$3,000 for I'm lazy, but I'm not $3,000
No.
for a vacuum.
$2,000 for something your neighbor's gonna jack from you when you're
yeah,
taking a daytime nap or something.
That's like, it's like spending $3,000 on a vacuum cleaner is super like first world problems.
Yeah,
Better have a
oh,
gated
yeah.
community or something. I don't know. Like
Yeah, it's super like rich people first. Like,
yeah.
like, I got a thing. I spent $3,000 on, dude.
Ooh.
I spend $9 on like an Electrolux, and I think I spent too much. Like again, I'm lazy, but I'm not $3,000 to vacuum my carpet.
No.
My living room. Lazy.
I had a few questions about this too. I didn't even consider someone taking it, but one thing
Well,
I'm
yeah.
wondering, like, even though you said they're stakes, the beacons are stakes or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
I
I
feel
think
like
it's just to help keep it on the track. It tracks.
I feel
it
like
where it is.
I feel like that it would be a good selling point if people that do already have like underground wires for their pets, if they could somehow
there you go.
utilize that existing perimeter, that would be a good selling point to me.
That would be good.
I'm also wondering if this thing has any safety features, like because you got potentially a spinning blade that's just running around by itself. I mean.
Why do you need safety features? It looks fine.
Hey, honey, where did the cat's tail go? I think it's in the vacuum.
Oh, boy.
I was gonna say definitely don't put your this inside and that outside accidentally. Don't put your Roomba out. Well, that'd be safer.
But I feel I'd be curious. The longevity of grass clippings and all that stuff get sucked into it. I'd be curious that how much do you need to clean it when it's done.
Right.
Also,
yeah,
the charging.
true.
I'd want to know what's the charge. How, the square footage for
Lot of
how
questions.
what
God, yeah.
and how long it's going to take.
Some of these rich people that have yards like Central Park, it's going to be like a 4-day thing.
Yeah, it's going to be
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
I
this
think
thing-
it'll take longer than you just getting your regular lawnmower out.
There's
I feel
no
like
way.
it's another pet.
What's that?
Huh?
I feel like it's another pet. Like, honey, you have to let the Roomba out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You gotta let it out.
I don't know.
Fries
Go
outside.
on, eat your grass.
Yeah.
Dinner.
if you don't eat your grass, you can't have any dessert.
You can't have the cat. Oh, is that bad? You say that.
Yeah, that's funny. The charge on the thing can't last very long, too. Right?
I don't think so. I think it's gonna. Depending on your lawn, I'm thinking like, I went all the way out here. Now I got to go back and charge for a couple hours. All right, now I'm gonna go back out here. Now I'm gonna go charge. Now I'm gonna go back out here.
I'm assuming it doesn't, which is why they put in the feature that it remembers the perimeter. It already did.
Yeah.
But you think like for the top prize for the top model for $3,000, it's got to be like at least 2 or 3 hours. I would imagine.
Hopefully, and as it's going down, it's probably that blade is probably getting weaker too. It's not.
And what if the carpet guy fights with the lawnmower guy? Are they on different frequencies, or like can I control them separately in the app? Or if I hit,
I think
stop?
lawnmower guy is gonna totally destroy.
You just
carpet
gave me a way an updated version of BattleBots. That would be way cooler.
iRobot BattleBots.
How much-
Someone's gonna stream that. There you go.
Like, oh, that's a great idea. Oh man, now I gotta take a government grant out for like $6,000 so I can buy 2 of them.
Sure, that's a business
I want
expense.
I want to staple Optimus Prime to one and like Skeletor to another. Just have them fight each other.
Roomba jousting. Oh, that's amazing. One thing I was going to say real quick, Joe, you mentioned the that surfboard, or well, I don't know if it was the shark fin modem.
yeah.
Was that called the
Shark-
surfboard? Do you remember?
Yes.
It was.
Yeah.
So okay, that the reason I bring this up is because like the one I have right now, I want to say might still be called the surfboard, but that doesn't look like a surfboard anymore. It made more
Roller
sense,
surfboard.
right?
But yeah,
at one
oh,
point,
Yeah, they
them,
changed
right?
the design. They don't look like it anymore.
Right,
They're
which
just like
is-
plain square boxes now.
the name doesn't make any sense now.
Right.
But anyway, sorry. All right. Well, I suppose if there's no other questions, I suppose I could mosey on to the article I brought to the table today, which is this is according to TechCrunch. The Raspberry Pi store is much cooler than an Apple store, and this is in Cambridge, England. They're
They have a
open.
physical store somewhere.
They do as of just a couple days ago. They
I need to go.
opened one up. I mean, yeah, I got to take a plane, I guess, but yeah, the Raspberry Pi Foundation. It's the very first store they've opened here, and the lineup they have there it has inexpensive computers with Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, several ports in these things, as you might imagine, and an ARM-based processor. Now, I don't know, Tony. I don't know if Joey, do you have a Raspberry Pi by chance?
I have 3.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're not a techie at all, are you?
Actually, no, I'm not. I got one of them right here. Actually.
Nice.
What have you been
Within
doing
arm's
with them?
reach.
Well, this one has got all the arcade games and RetroPie and all that stuff on it, and
Oh,
an
yeah,
external
yeah.
hard drive. The other 2, I don't even use this one. It's not really hooked up.
Yeah.
The other 2, that's the Raspberry Pi 3 right there. I have the Raspberry Pi 2 that just has nothing on it. I still have it. I mean, it's here. Just I haven't done anything with it.
Mm-hmm.
And the original Pi is now a Sega Genesis.
Nice.
So I have one of those USB hubs that was a Sega Genesis shell or whatever. So it's a 4-port hub. So I use that, and you open it up, and the board is like this big. It's this tiny little thing with all this extra space, which perfectly fit a Raspberry Pi. I had to take 2 pins out where the screws went, and that's it, and it fit fine. So I dremeled those out. I put a Pi in there. I put only Sega Genesis on it. I put a custom boot up screen or whatever. So now, and I got USB. So the Pi itself was 4 USB ports.
Yeah.
And this USB hub has 4 USB ports. So I just plugged one from the hub into the Pi. So now the ports on the outside that are what the thing is made for in the first place, those are now working ports. So I got 2 USB Sega Genesis controllers.
Nice.
So now those plug into the front, and it's basically a mini Sega Genesis to go along with I have the Super NES Classic and the NES Classic.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then like I said, the Raspberry Pi 2 I just haven't done anything with. I don't know what the deal is.
Wow. Well, that's really cool.
Yeah, they are. They're dirt cheap, but there's just so much you can do with these devices.
They're still. I mean, they come out with. It's amazing.
They
They
updated too with
right. They come out with the new ones where they like double the RAM and they double like the processor speed, and they're still only $35.
Yeah.
Wow,
And
yeah,
you
they
can,
were
and they
cool.
still have the wireless
Yeah.
technologies, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. I mean, they have all that
Well,
stuff.
Bluetooth and Wi-Fi were only in the 3 and above.
Yeah.
So
That's
because
right.
1 and 2 didn't have that, you had to buy a dongle, and then 3 and above came with those built in, and the new one just came out, which is 3B plus.
What's that one have now?
Maybe a month or so ago.
Yeah.
It's also $35, and there's a Micro Center right by my house that for some reason I didn't go, but they had it on sale last weekend for $25, and I don't know. I was there the day after the sale ended, and I'm like, oh, they're back up to $35. Like it's still not much, but
Not at
yeah.
all, no.
I'm like, well, now I'm just not going to buy it out of annoying because I'm annoyed at myself.
Which one is it you have again, Tony?
I had the one with Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. I don't
Okay.
have it anymore. I sold it. I didn't do too much
Oh, well.
That's upsetting.
with it. Yeah.
I've yet to actually get one myself, but
I gotta
should.
see. I don't know. I mean,
Should
now
eventually.
I thought about like RetroPie, so that kind of sounds like I should have done
I
that.
want to get the new one because I want to buy one of those arcade 1-up machines from Walmart. the stand up, the regular arcade cabinets.
Yeah.
And the only thing is that I think is a ripoff is like, I don't know, they're 4 something feet high or 4.5 feet high or whatever. But in order to make them like full size, you have to buy a lift. That's another like it gives it another like 40 inches. Like, just make it a full size to begin with.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like selling me everything except for like the joysticks. Like, now you have to buy these separately.
Right.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another.
So, but when those came out, the first thing I thought of was someone's going to hack this and put a pie in it, and I'm going to wait to buy it until that happens. And now there's 6 million people on YouTube who are like, oh, I did it in 8 minutes. You know, I bought it, I plugged it in, everything's great. So, you know, and there's a couple of things you need to buy that are also super cheap to use the existing hardware and the buttons and the joysticks and everything. But I've already bought a couple of the parts that I need, and like I bought an amplifier because it's only got one speaker. So
Yeah.
there's an amp that's not made, specifically for it, but if you plug in the one speaker, it splits it to 2 channels, so you can have right and left. So like I bought that. I just need to buy the thing, and I already have a Pi. Although I'll probably buy the new Pi to use with that. But like Tony said, like I don't know what to do with like I said, I have 3 of them, and one of them doesn't even have anything. I take it out of the box, and like I haven't really used it.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's
I
just
don't
like,
know
yeah,
what
it was like
else I could do with it. Like, I know there's a million things you could do with them,
you
but
could
like
do, but I didn't have
I don't
that
need to make like an automatic dog feeding machine or like like that was the first big video I saw. Was like, this guy made an automatic dog feeding machine with a sensor on it, a motion sensor. So when his dog walked in front of it, it would shoot out a piece of food, and the dog would know to walk in front of it.
All right, yeah. How about
the same guy took another one and made a dog monitor camera, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
I'm like, first of all, just buy a baby monitor. You can hook that up and put it in where the dog hangs out or something. I don't know.
How about a Roomba lawnmower housing unit, like automatic
I
charging?
thought you were gonna say a Roomba lawnmower with a Raspberry Pi. I got like I spent $3,000 on this. I made one for $35.
There you go.
That'd be great.
Maybe someone will make a Roomba offshoot.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Never know.
I mean, you can make. I looked at you can make your own like touchscreen tablet with some of these Raspberry Pis.
Oh,
and
wow.
I think your store here probably has all these peripherals you can get too with it.
Yeah, there's like I said, there's a Micro Center right by my house that has 2 full aisles that are just Raspberry Pi and Arduino stuff, and I've never seen that stuff.
Arduino too. That's the other one.
2
Yeah,
full
I've never
aisles.
seen that stuff in the store before, but this place has it. It's so
Oh
cool. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say, so 2 aisles of that stuff, and this we got potentially a whole store here. They don't go into like the square footage or anything, but I'm assuming size wise, it's probably pretty similar to like an Apple or a Microsoft store or something. But
Yeah.
but like you already kind of mentioned the pricing here. They do go into the $35 Raspberry Pi 3 model B Plus. That's the latest flagship product, which but that there are less expensive and smaller models out there as well. The 3.
there a new Zero that's like $5.
Yeah, it said less than 10.
It might be
apparently.
$10, but that was on sale for $5 last week too, and I
Was
also didn't
it?
buy that. I don't know why.
They do say the Zero models are less than $10 specifically. So,
Oh my god, that probably means $9.99.
Yeah.
and that the A Plus
Get you.
is 25. But so then,
Oh, all right, yeah, that's probably because the B Plus just came out, so the B Plus is probably 35, the A Plus 25. The Pi Zero is really cool because it's like that's what people use to make RetroPie stuff in an actual NES game case.
okay,
Oh,
So like
okay.
you
Yeah, 'cause
unscrew
that's
it
really
and
small.
that fits in where the NES board is.
Mm-hmm.
So it just looks cool, but it's like I don't know.
Nice.
It looks cool. It's like, hey, I could plug in this cartridge to my TV and it plays a million other games.
Yeah.
So it's a cool concept, but I don't care.
so then they go into the kind of the cases, like why would you want a Raspberry Pi store? And this is just a few points they made that their that their lineup was getting a bit complicated. I guess it's kind of like, I don't know. We talk about this with our friend Matt sometimes about how Apple, like, sometimes they feel like their lineup is getting more complex than it used to be. I kind of get that. I mean, so far I've only heard about 3 different models here, but surely they have more than that. I mean, I don't know the total number exactly,
I
but
think they do, but I think they're all like 1, 2, 3, and then like I don't know if there was a 1B. I don't know if there was just a Model 1. I mean, I don't know if there was just one model of the original, but I know 2 had like the 2B and then the 2B plus, and then 3 had like the 3B. I mean the 3A and 3A plus and 3B. It's so confusing, dude.
It is confusing.
Well,
It's
the
like
thing-
I'm on the site right now.
Yeah, right. It reminds me
It
of
is
like
just-
Street Fighter, the video game. Like there's Street Fighter 1, and there's
Oh, yeah, no
11,000
kidding.
Street Fighter 2s. Like,
That is
really?
the best. That is the best video game example too, right there. Like, there's never been a
There's
series.
like Street Fighter 2, and then there's Street Fighter 2 Turbo, then there's Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, there's Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting,
Yeah.
there's Street Fighter 2, the one that starts with a V. I forgot what the hell it's
Oh,
called.
jeez.
Like, why are there 17 Street Fighter 2s?
There-
Like,
and
at what point
eventually-
do you get to 3.
They came out with 3, and it was not that much different from what I recall. Yeah.
And 3, there was 2 of also. There was Third Strike, and there was whatever the other one. They both
Alpha?
came out for Dreamcast.
Wasn't there an alpha or something in there? Or was that?
Yeah, Street Fighter Alpha 3.
Okay.
That was the other
Oh,
one.
I had that one.
Did you?
I don't know if there was ever a 4, but I know there's a 5.
We should just do a video game podcast. This is silly.
I would love to do a video game podcast.
We
Yes.
transitioned mid podcast.
We did talk about a Blizzard one at one point, but also I just want to point out that naming to me is kind of funny because the B plus is better than the A plus, and like if we're talking about grade
Yeah.
wise, the
I was
backwards.
just thinking
like-
about that. I'm like, so B plus is better than the A plus?
Yeah.
so
I figure, I feel like this is our product. It's an A plus,
right,
but no, it's not.
Yeah.
this one's only
It's
B
not,
plus.
it's not even as good as the A plus. Wait a minute. But no, my mom told me that the A plus is better.
Yeah, it's better. I want the A plus because that's better. But wait,
Right.
the B plus does this?
She told me I
What?
need good grades.
B plus caters to guys like me that got much lower grades. And they're like, it's like a participation trophy. Like, don't worry, you're better.
Right.
It's fine. It just take it better. You're fine. Don't worry.
So another point they brought up is how talking through some of the projects you have in mind could be an advantage in the store. I could see that. You want to actually talk with someone in a store.
Where did you say the
about
store is
something
again?
This is in Cambridge, England. They have a red and white mouse and keyboard combo in there that looks. I don't know. I like the color scheme, I guess, but
Is there a link to the store somewhere?
yeah. Well, to the actual store. Well, so the article. Let's see.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I didn't even see this. I didn't even follow a link in Google.
Oh, you gotta click on it and then click below it. It's a little confusing.
Oh, I
but
see it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just had it.
Yeah.
Oh wow, this does look. It looks like they bought an Apple store and just
It does with the glass opening.
Right,
you know,
that's what made me think of that. The glass doors,
the
and
wood floor,
and the
light
logo right
everywhere.
above the door, just like Apple does.
Yep.
So I
wanna
do.
go with this
Very
store.
pie.
I did think this comment too. I'm glad I went to the article again here because I did want to quote this comment. The one of 2 comments in there still so far from Rambling Man. This company also almost resembles an American company called Radio Shack. It went belly up. It went belly up when it stopped marketing do-it-yourself products. I was like, wow, that's an
Oh, is
interesting
that
point.
what happened?
Well, and they're being founded on that. So I
Yeah, this is totally kind of do it
The
yourself
other
stuff.
comment is even better.
Where's the other one? Or can I
My
read
neighbor, a
it?
single mom of
Probably-
2, from Savannah,
Yeah, that
was
one
working
is
for
better,
Wyndham
though.
Worldwide for 4 years. Got fired
don't
6
know.
months ago, but now it's making
It was only from 11 hours ago, so I figured it was important. but
Sure.
do with anything.
super spammy, right?
Yeah. This is amazing. Oh, there's a video of it.
There
Now
is a
open.
video. They go through the
I
through
have
the
to watch
store,
that.
which isn't going to do us much justice here, unless
That is how Radio Shack totally went belly up. I'm sort of still on the first comment.
Yeah, no, but you're right. I loved Radio Shack, which
They had all that, yeah, all the
interesting
stuff.
because I love Raspberry Pi.
But they went to I felt like everybody was bombarding me to buy a cell phone whenever I run into one. I don't know, or just
That's where I got. That's where I got when I lived in my old apartment. That's where I got the last iPhone I bought when I still lived there.
Oh
I
yeah.
think it's the 5S or the 6. I think it's when I went from the 5S to the 6, and I got that or the 6 Plus. I got a Radio Shack.
Yeah.
It was right across the highway from where I lived, and now they're all gone. And I used
Yeah,
to love
they're all
that. I used to
gone.
go there and buy like multimeters.
Multimeters, that's right.
I never knew why I bought them. I just thought they were cool to tinker around with.
Yeah, that, and I think did they have if you needed to solder stuff?
Yep. We
Soldering
had a
pen,
lot of
or-
cool soldering irons.
Yeah,
I used to buy,
they had all that stuff. I suppose.
yeah,
You
there was one in the town I lived in also when I grew up, where I lived with my parents, whatever, like a mile from the house. I used to go there and buy those telephone suction cup things that you would
Uh-huh.
stick. You would. In fact, I used to buy the little mini tape recorders there, and you would
Oh,
plug
yeah.
in like the 3.5 millimeter to the thing and hook up the suction cup to the phone, then make prank phone calls and record them. I used to do that all the time.
Graybeard 1970 says it's where I bought my first Trash 80 Coco and 300 baud modem. I'm not familiar with those myself, but I don't know if those ring a bell to anyone. But
I know 3 on a bone modem, but I don't know what a Coco, whatever the hell that
Trash
is.
80 Coco, yeah, not familiar with that one. But
Trash 80?
I don't know. Sounds like a cool thing, I guess.
It's only a 45-second video. That's depressing.
Yeah, it's that they basically just show you the ins and outs of it. Yeah, but pretty neat stuff. Kind of. I mean, I presume we'll get one eventually in the States, but hopefully soon.
So-
Yeah, I would think so.
Did either one of you guys watch the video?
Yes, I did. Mm-hmm.
It is, now that you mentioned the Apple Store thing, the scene where they're showing all the monitors lined up with the pie, that's identical.
Yeah.
See,
I mean, it's identical to like where they have their MacBooks lined up.
now with the wood paneling they have though, reminds me more of like an Microsoft store. I thought that. Well, no, maybe not. Do they have the wood paneling?
No, you're right. It's almost like a combo.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe. It's been a while since I've seen a Microsoft store, though. I can't place
I say
it. Is
wood
it similar to
paneling.
Apple.
Oh, there's one on the mall right by my house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been to one in Texas, I think, a
Houston,
long
yeah.
time ago.
I think they
There
went at the mall.
I thought you were kidding about the plushie thing. I just got to that part in the video. I thought you were kidding. That's very pipe Babbage Bear. I used to work at Babbage's.
Ooh, Babbage's.
Yeah,
Before-
that place went
Games-
through some changes before it ultimately wound up as GameStop, didn't it? Wasn't
Yeah.
it all?
Yep.
Yeah. Why do I think most of these stores, like even Radio Shack, I mean, everything just succumbs to like the internet. I mean, there's just so much you can get on there. So I suppose it might have been, again, going back to his comment about, they stopped being do-it-yourself. And yeah, there's probably some truth to that. But I also think, the internet, you can buy a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
Sure.
right.
And you have more of a selection too. So
Yep.
there's that.
And especially with stuff like Prime, for example, you can have it within a day or two,
yeah.
guaranteed.
So I guess that Trash 80 Coco is a term of endearment for the TRS 80 color computer.
Oh, I've never heard of I've heard of TRS-80. I had one, but I never heard of that.
Yeah.
Trash
Coco.
80 Coco. Yeah.
I've never heard that before, but that's pretty funny.
All right. Well, without further ado, we're gonna hear me bitch about some stuff. What do you think? Let's do it.
You know what really grinds my gears?
You know what really grinds my gears?
Grant McGee's.
So it was.
Robotic for a second.
It was a year ago. It was almost exact. I think a day off of a year ago that I was apparently talking about salt spreading and how much I hated that, and the limited options out there. But specifically, just ice removal in general, is really kind of bothering me. And because we've had, and Tony, I think, well, I should have listened to you when you were last week, and you were talking about shoveling that very night, and I didn't do it, and then I regretted it because of the icy rain and everything. And it really built up several like a couple inches of
Chunks. Well, then you're chiseling it
ice.
away.
Well, yeah, I mean, just a pain. So, I mean, it took me I thought I was going to get away with just putting salt down, and I ended up going through 3 big bags of it to have it, do basically nothing. I finally got most of it taken care of yesterday, but still a giant pain. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know if there's tech out there now that can make this simpler or not. I mean, I know there is because I literally don't have an actual ice scraper myself. I should probably invest in one of those. Just a heavier piece of metal to help with some of that thicker ice. I know that's out there. What did you end up taking care of that quicker, Tony? Then did you take care of that night?
No, I probably fell into the same crap.
Sure.
You did.
Sure.
It was late. I wanted to go to bed.
Right, exactly. So what did you?
But I shouldn't have. I mean, if it's slushy, and I mean it's heavy because it's obviously it's cold water / snow, and it's heavy to push, but it's a lot easier to push than straight up solid ice.
Yeah, solid ice, horrible. Because
Pretty bad.
yeah, I don't know. I tried. I do need to get at the very least an ice scraper for sure, but I still feel like there should be something better out there that can help with this. Why is there not a product that can help more with this? I don't know. Joey, did you have some thick ice at all recently by chance by you at all that you had to take care of, deal with at all?
We got snow one day so far.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I think it was sometime in maybe it was mid-December. Actually, that's not true. I'm sorry, twice. Mm-hmm. So we got snow in early November where we had it was fine all day long, and then like 4:30 ish, we got like 4 inches just fell in one shot.
Sure.
And so I live about 45 minutes from my day job, and it took me 5 hours and 40 minutes to get home.
Holy smokes!
Yeah, because of that weather. So
Wow.
that time I had nothing. I just had the heat on, and it was snow anyway. It wasn't ice or whatever. Luckily, it didn't freeze. But the second time it froze. The second time we got snow, it was very, very little, maybe a half an inch. But whatever was on but it was early in the morning, and by the time I came out after work, my car was frozen. The door was frozen shut. I had to force it open or whatever.
Yeah.
And there was and it was 0 outside. So, it was kind of cold.
A little bit.
But and I had nothing to I don't have an ice scraper in my car. I don't know why. I just don't.
Right.
So I used my fiance had some kind of rolled up something. I think it was some kind of paper, wrapping paper or something. And I just took that and I kept banging it on the windshield till the ice cracked. And then I tried to use that to brush it off. It was super super low maintenance style, but I had to do what I had to do. I don't keep an ice scraper though, which is weird because where I live, we get a lot of snow and ice when we do get it. We don't get a little dusting. We usually get at least 1.5 inches, 2 inches. And around here, when the weatherman says, "Hey, we're getting an inch or more," they close school even if it's a day before, even if it hasn't started yet.
Well, it was this was pretty insane. I had the first time at my job ever we had a closing in almost 8 years. The weather was so cold, but yeah, we went for months. Well, it felt like months, weeks and weeks where we got nothing, and then all of a sudden it just everything at once hit us.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm saying the wrong term. You mentioned ice scraper. I don't know if is it an ice scraper or an ice pick that I'm thinking of.
Wait, for the
Ice
actual
pick is
sidewalks?
what you kill people with.
Yeah, an ice pick is that big, right?
Oh,
It's
is that?
for
Oh, that's for right. Okay,
blocks
so it
of
is
ice
scraper.
that
It's just
you
a different,
chisel a little way.
just
Yeah.
a different kind of. Yeah, I'm thinking the big metal pole.
I've seen the one that breaks up ice on the driveway and the sidewalks.
Yeah, that's an ice pick is for it almost looks like a railroad tie. Kind
Okay,
of.
sure.
I'm thinking of an ice scraper that I would use to clean up with a snow brush.
Right.
Yeah.
The one end of it's got the ice scraper, the one end is the brush thing.
Yep.
Yeah,
That
for
we
the
can't.
cards, yeah.
I have a couple of because I wouldn't be able to get away without having that around here. But yeah. Anyway, so the ice it was real bad. It was
It's real bad, and there's
it's
gotta be
still
something
bad. I mean, and then it was snowing today, but
I didn't know it was gonna
I'd
snow
still
today.
take that. I'll take the snow over the rainy ice that just freezes over into 2 inches of thick ice. Holy cow, that was a pain. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not saying that there's an easy solution out there for this, but I wish that there was something better that and I even put ice pick in here. I think I meant ice scraper. But if there were a product that were to make this easier on me, I would be certainly open to that.
I know there's
write us if you know.
there's something that's kind of crazy that I think my dad told me about, where you could cut up the concrete on your driveway and you would put in coils in.
Oh yeah.
And then redo your driveway, and then all you have to do is flip a switch, and then it heats it up. So then there is no ice.
That is one potential.
But I think that's a huge undertaking. I'm sure it's not cheap.
Expensive,
and who knows if anyone in your depending what location you have, So I'm sure there's a lot to. If that's even true or not, I don't even know. I've never really looked it up, and I don't think I would. But there you go, Shane. Do that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's an option. I'll take that into consideration.
It sounds like just a lot of work, though. I mean, just to redo a driveway and put I don't know if it's wire coils or something.
Right.
Yeah, there's I have an ex-girlfriend whose parents had lots more money than a lot of other people do, and they had that.
Okay.
They had to jackhammer up the main I don't know what you call it, the blacktop or whatever, and then they put in wire conductors.
Yeah.
Not wires like cables, but wire you know what I mean. They're it's almost like a metal grading system.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they just pavement. They pave right over. They paved it.
Yeah.
they just pavement right over. Oh, Jesus, I said it again. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They I don't. There's a word for it, but I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
But they pave right over that, and then it has to sit for however many days to dry or whatever.
Like
But
steamroll,
that's
or
basically how it worked.
Yeah.
It had some kind of like metal framing around it, so it wouldn't get damaged or whatever.
Gotcha.
But then
That sounds
the Earth changes or whatever, and I feel like that could break if it shifts or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what my dad would say. That is like, yeah, those break though. It's extremely expensive to replace them, but I'm sure it's extremely expensive to get them put in to begin with.
Yeah,
Well,
if
you
you have the money
can't-
to put them in, you could probably get them fixed.
You can't
you
put
have
them
the
under
money to
your
fix it, too.
sidewalk too. It's like because that's like the city property, right? To deal with, and the sidewalk is the biggest. To me, that's the
Well, yeah,
biggest
that's true.
problem.
And I don't know if you could really do the sidewalk since that's city property.
No.
I think you'd only do your driveway
Yeah,
for something like that. If you're going to go that big, into a
Exactly.
I
project.
just got deja vu. not with you guys, obviously, but like with this conversation. Like I've had this sidewalk conversation
Really?
with
Oh, wow.
somebody, and was told, yeah, you can't because it's the town, and they would have to okay it, and if they okay it, you're paying for it,
Oh,
even if it's
wow,
right in front of your house.
that's
It
right.
might have been from that ex-girlfriend's like parents or something. But yeah, that's something that came up too. Like, what about the sidewalk? Why wouldn't they just do? Why wouldn't the city do that
Yeah.
on their own to keep their residents safe? You know what I mean?
totally.
I'm a sloppy prick. I mean, I'm a sloppy bastard when it comes to like snow and stuff like that. Like I've slipped, at least once per snowfall, I slip somewhere.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And now I'm a year and a half out from my second spinal surgery. If I slip, I could be paralyzed.
Oh yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
I don't want to,
Yeah.
do that. But like, it would be. I mean, luckily we have no sidewalks here. We just have our driveway ends and there's the street.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But man, that would be a good idea for the cities and towns to kind of look into.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm open to anything where I don't have to deal with trying to break through ice. For sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
and you don't have to pay for it.
Right.
Yeah.
That'd be the best part.
Same
All right.
time.
Well, let's see. What I did want to real quick. Let's see. Graybeard again was asking. Tell us about the channel when you have time. New gadgets and stuff. Do we review new gadgets? Well, we do. That's coming up next. Actually, that's our next segment here. But we also we talk about the news and we talk about stuff that I wish was easier, as the last segment alluded. But all right, we do have one more segment to go through here, so let's do that.
XP. Boost.
And I don't know, Joey. I don't know if we established it. Are you an iPhone guy or?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if you recognize that's the original Siri voice that I nabbed, because in the what do you call it, the like voice to text thing in on Mac, the voice, the
Right.
name is Samantha apparently.
Yeah.
Oh.
She has a different name. It's not just Siri, it's Samantha. So you can just type whatever you want and she'll read it.
Right,
So-
right. I heard it for a bumper you played earlier, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, in my head, I'm like, I think that was Siri.
Yeah, exactly. I think I mix her up too with the Portal, the lady who does the Portal thing. A little bit.
Gladys?
I think she sounds a little similar to that. But,
The Facebook portal?
oh, the
The
yeah,
game-
the game Portal, yeah.
Portal. I mean, are you still there?
Yeah.
That portal. Yeah. I do that to sometimes my fiance and I are laying in bed watching TV, and I'll just lean over and go, "Are you still there?" And she's like, "That's so creepy. Why do you do that?" That's the coolest thing. Is just like going to a room in Portal and not doing anything for like 2 minutes, and it knows it knows you're idle, and that's what it does. Are you still there? I think you meant like the Facebook Portal
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
that new gadget that looks really cool but not cool.
Didn't they? I heard they licensed her voice or that filter for Pacific Rim. Do you remember that?
Oh,
at all?
really?
I
Oh,
think
did
so.
they?
I think they might have for the.
Maybe.
I never saw the movie, but I
Saw the first.
love Portal.
Yeah,
I could mute
Portal.
this right now, but I'm going to let people hear it. Oh boy, unless it explodes, that'd be bad.
Oh, it's good TV right there if it does.
Yeah.
All right, this is the
That shoots
habanero.
all over the place, and your microphone suddenly goes dead.
Yeah.
Well, then
That wouldn't be so good. It's pretty good, Tony.
Great for viewers.
I can taste that habanero. I think
I couldn't.
What's it called? Havo?
it's called.
I don't know what it's called.
El Chavo. However you say that. CHAVO.
Havo. Isn't that the guy that Sean Penn found? The drug dealer, the guy in Mexico he found?
Oh yeah.
And then,
I think that was El Chapo or something.
Chapo. Sure.
could be.
I don't know.
Chavo. I was close.
Sure. Okay, so
Are you
For-
still there?
for our XP boost, we're talking about the AverMedia Live Gamer Portable 2 Plus, which I don't know if I can bring it in range here or not. I'll do my best to. You can kind of see it here.
That's a cool looking little box.
It is kind of
Yeah.
cool, yeah. A little,
I like that
prism
glow on
looking
the front
thing.
with the logo. That's cool.
Yeah.
Is that the Aperture Labs logo? Speaking of portal,
Wow, good call. It totally looks like it.
oh, it's not really. That's what I thought it was. It looks just like.
Yeah.
It totally looks like it.
I have one of those somewhere here.
That's
I don't know.
hilarious.
That's what I thought it was. I thought you just put a decal on there. That's cool.
So actually, I don't know. I don't know if I mentioned this before, Joey, but you were kind of the one that inspired me to get one of these devices in the first place because and it wasn't even a game capture device.
Oh no, you have not mentioned that.
Well, it was
How did that happen?
So it was
Twitch streams or whatever.
right, but it wasn't actually a video capture. It was it was your Elgato little button device, whatever that thing is
Oh,
called.
the Stream Deck.
Sure, the Stream Deck, yeah. So, and I don't know, that just made me realize, like, of course, I need to get one of these things because I wondered, like, how can I stream from my Twitch, my Switch? And it came to me.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
I'll just get a capture card, video capture card, or in this
Video
case,
capture.
it's not really a card per se, but. So what I first tried doing, I was going to go with something from Elgato, which is it supposed to mean the cat or is it not?
I don't know. I thought of that myself. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, am I capturing the cat? Is that what that means? Like, the Elgato capture card is like I'm capturing my cat, or maybe to keep this PC, maybe it attracts women. I don't really get it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you know what I mean? If you buy the Elgato, you get the Elgato. Like, I don't know. I have no idea, but that's one of the things I thought of too. Is why is it named that?
It is one word, because I think, Spanish would be two. Yes, I think I want to say. I don't know Spanish at all, but
Although it ends in an O, so it is a male device.
Male cat.
A male cat, yeah.
So it was the HD60S specifically that and he has
So-
a Pro. It's the better one.
What's the difference between the S and this? I got this one because this is the only one that Micro Center had, so I got it.
The difference.
And I also wanted this one because it plugs directly into the motherboard.
Sure.
So I knew if there was ever going to be any lag, it wouldn't be through this.
Right, and that is the biggest difference. I think is the S looks more like this one. I mean, in the sense that it's an external box.
Oh, so what does it? It plugs in like USB, I guess, on
Yeah.
one end, and then the other end's got HDMI.
Right.
Well, that's pretty
exactly. And in
there
my
lag with
case,
that?
the only reason is I don't have. I used to have a tower. I've had many towers in my day, but I don't now. Now I'm just running everything off of my MacBook Pro. So that was kind of the reason I wanted to get something that was
I
external.
think you say I'm just running everything off my desk, like there's no actual tower case, just parts laying around on the desk.
This is
I used to do that when I first started building PCs. I used to just put stuff until I would put it all together before I had a case.
Right.
And I used to have to hit the two power jumpers with a screwdriver to turn it on.
Oh yes, the screwdriver.
Yeah, I wish. I wish I was doing something cool like that. So I picked up. I went to my closest Best Buy. They didn't have this particular one.
Close.
Do they sell them there? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's
Elgato.
so. The one by me has a very, very garbagey computer section. Like they sell full systems, and that's about it. They don't even have like the one the Best Buy I used to work at had individual gadgets or devices or whatever. But the one that's by me now, where I live with my fiance, doesn't have. They just have full systems. I didn't even realize they sold Elgato stuff. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I can't speak to the card that you have, the Pro. As I mentioned, this is the external one, so maybe that's the difference. But I went there. I don't. Just me. Not that it matters, but
I didn't go there.
Tony didn't go there.
Didn't
But went to the closest one. They didn't have it, so I went out to a different Best Buy, picked it up there, got home, realized does not work with the existing. Mind you, it comes with its own software, its own streaming software,
Yeah.
capture software. But I Did not work with my existing software, which is this Telecast Wire or Telestream Wirecast software. Which
Wirecast, yeah.
And the only reason I'm using that was, and I spoke with you about this previously, Joey, but it's because I'm on a Mac and I wanted to stream simultaneously to multiple sources and couldn't. That's the only reason I'm using it now. But this would not, for whatever reason, you would think something like Elgato would work, like it's, but it didn't for some reason. So I ended up going to Telestream's like a PDF they had, and they had AverMedia in there as one of the brands at least that was supported. So then I went online. I went on bestbuy.com for $20 more. They had this AverMedia Live Gamer Portable 2 Plus. Just
did they take you returned it, right?
A plus.
You returned the Elgato one.
I did. This sounds like another one of those names that we were just talking about, where it's just a Street Fighter Alpha 2 minus -5 divided by 5,000 niner
plus.
But yeah. So what? Well, actually, what it is, I ordered it on Best Buy to pick up in store, which ironically ended up being the first store I went to that apparently they had this thing at. But it's fine. It's all good. I didn't have to do too much. Thankfully, both of these Best Buys aren't that far apart. So, yeah. So I picked that up, and then I just ended up returning the other one simultaneously, like the same visit. I think I returned. Thankfully, I could return it to the original. It didn't matter which Best Buy I returned it to, but. So then I brought that home. That one did, thankfully, because I don't know if it was the exact same device or not that where Telestream listed as being compatible, but at least the brand I knew would. So it worked. It ended up working with Wirecast, so that's good. One thing I noticed right off the bat is the sound and it wasn't, for whatever reason, the sound wasn't coming through the HDMI, which I thought was kind of weird. Still think that's kind of weird. However, on this particular device, there is audio in and out, separate 3.5mm connectors on this thing, so I went ahead and I was like, all right, let's just do that, because I already have a mixer. So I just passed that through the mixer. Worked great. Everything seemed to work fine. I might get a little bit more feedback now having that plugged in, but I think I was able to solve that because it actually has volume up and down buttons on it. And I want to say that because that was up a little bit, that might have been part of the reason I was getting feedback initially. So that must be those must be specifically volume buttons for the HDMI, because when I turn that all the way down, I feel like there was less. I was getting less. And I say feedback. I don't really mean. I mean, what's the word I'm looking for? Noise or whatever.
Echo?
You know. Well, not. I mean, like static sort of.
Oh yeah, like line noise.
Yeah, the noise, right? So I feel like I get less of that with that volume button being all the way down, and then it's red. It turns red when it's all the way down. So that works good, because I've streamed a fair amount with it now through the Switch, and it seems to work pretty darn well. I think, cool. But I did find out the other day, but. Because this wasn't immediately obvious, because the Switch doesn't have voice chat built into it, that I didn't even really consider it. But voice chat could be an issue in the future if they do end up doing more with it. The only reason I found out is because I played Fortnite on it, and that does have voice chat on it, and so I couldn't really interface with that. The same.
So how do you use voice chat in Fortnite with a Switch then? You need an external headset microphone?
It does work. So sorry, real quick here. This is always good radio, I know. Oh, wait. Sure. Yes. No. Do I have the Switch in here?
4K.
If I can quickly bring it out. Okay. Just happen to have it here. Not as accessible as your Raspberry Pi was, Joey, but
that's starting from you.
But yeah, no. So it just the 3.5mm jack here. I was just able to plug in my just my Apple what are they?
Oh,
earpods.
All right, that's cool. Yeah, the old school earpods or whatever.
That does work.
That has the mic in line. That's cool.
If I'm playing, well, I should say, yeah, no, it works. in either case, if I have it just playing it this way or if I have it docked, that will work. However, it doesn't allow me to stream that, in the same kind of way using this device. So that's kind of a... So I talked to someone else that I know that does stream things like... that does a fair amount with Switch streaming, and he mentioned he uses Discord, so in the future I might do something like that.
Oh, okay.
Or I also realized that technically I can't... I didn't know for sure if I could get it on my Mac. I was like looking on the App Store. It wasn't on there, but it's because Epic Games has their own standalone
Launcher,
App Store launcher. Yeah, so I did get it on there. So I might end up trying it on there as well. But so in addition to it has with the 3.5 millimeter jacks on this thing, it's got an input and an output for that, but it also has an input and an output for HDMI, as you might imagine, which was the case with the Elgato as well. Let's see, we talked about the volume up and down buttons. There's also this 3-way switch on it, which has 3 different icons on it. One's got a PC, one has a memory card, which I just realized you can put a memory card in this thing and record directly to it. I thought that was kind of cool.
Oh, that's cool.
I had no idea I could even do that, but it's good when I do a little more research after the fact, right? But... and then the third option, my understanding is, at least this is according to Best Buy's website, is that you could use the device itself as its own memory card, which I thought, well, maybe not a card. I don't know if it has an actual built-in card, built-in storage. That's how I kind of read that.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that. I have yet to experiment with that exactly, but that's my understanding is how that works. And then the thing with the Aperture logo on the top. Well, because that's what it is. I mean,
face it. Yeah, what is
it? It looks
that?
like a camera aperture. That's exactly what Aperture Labs is. It looks very much like that. So I totally agree with you on that. That is actually a big button on the top, and I haven't done anything with it yet. But my assumption is that you can program that thing to be able to start a stream. I just haven't gotten into it or anything. I haven't experimented with it. I hit the button once in a while. It doesn't do anything for me, so maybe I need to actually install a driver for it first to be able to do that. I'm not too sure because because as it currently stands, I don't remember installing. I can't remember offhand whether or not I actually installed anything for it because it was pretty plug and play from what I recall. But it does everything I needed to do, out of the box. So
yeah, there you go.
Anything else is just bloat in my eyes, But so let's see, what else? What else are we going to talk about? It comes with some cables. It's got an HDMI, an audio, and a USB cable, which is actually the power cable in this particular case. It supports 4K, both 4K and 1080p.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So the Elgato doesn't do that. It's one or the other, and then if you want the 4K, you have to buy the more expensive one.
Right, which I
think is like $300.
Yeah, I looked on Amazon. I was like, "Ooh, that's up there."
Yeah, I don't even remember what I paid for this one. I think this one was $160 or something like that. I got this and it was on sale. I think it was like $160, but the other one was I think more than double if I remember correctly for the 4K one.
Wow.
But I mean, I'm not streaming in 4K. I'm not playing anything in 4K. So you know what I mean? I mean, I don't even stream in 1080.
No, I don't either.
In 720.
We're doing 720 now, but I mean, I would be if we weren't going back to the original kind of point was because I'm doing 3 separate. I'm sending this out to YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. That's really the reason I'm doing this in 720. Like, there's just no way I would be able to even do 1080, let alone 4K for all of 3 of those.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just $20 more than the original. So I don't know if I mentioned the Elgato HD60S. That runs 130 about, or 129, whatever you want to call it. So this is $149.99. I always like to say I don't give a crap about marketing techniques. It's $150, okay, on BestBuy.com. So go there, check it out, Best or in store if they happen to have it in. And I'm going to give this thing a 4.5 out of 5, which tends to be my average rating for things. I think.
I feel like it is. Yeah,
the HD60 is actually on sale right now on Amazon for $170, but it's regularly $200.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I think
the
when I
Pro
got
you're
it, it was
saying,
on
yeah.
sale for $149 or $150 at Micro Center.
Sure. And yeah, definitely if you want that, if you don't want as much lag, you want, built right into the motherboard. For sure, that's going to be faster. No ands, ifs, or buts about that. I'm sure the Pro. I mean, what if you had to give your HD60 Pro a rating? What would you give that? Out of
Well, out of like a 1 to 10, you mean?
out of one? Well, we do a 5. I guess we do 5 stars. I don't know, but
I'd give it a 4.
okay. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I can't say 5 because sometimes it doesn't work. Like,
Okay.
it works. I mean, I don't know if it's this thing or if it's OBS, but sometimes, usually the first time I start OBS when I'm ready to stream, I get no signal, and I have to shut it down and then start it again, and it's fine. So I don't know if that's OBS not picking it up or if it's the Elgato not putting it out.
Sure.
But I'm assuming it's OBS picking it up, but just to give them the benefit of the doubt, I'll knock off a point for that. But otherwise, yeah, I love this thing. I like the fact that it plugs directly into the motherboard, so it doesn't, so I know there's no lag.
Right.
And I've never actually used their capture software. I just use OBS. I've never actually used Elgato software.
Well, OBS is great,
I've
too.
seen it, and blue is my favorite color, so that's probably one reason why I would like it. Everything's blue. But
Nice.
I've never actually tried it or downloaded it or anything.
Sure. Yeah, I agree. What was I gonna? Oh yeah, OBS. OBS is it's really good. I mean, I used it for years. I used it for quite a while before I was like, I want to do this simultaneous streaming thing. Which
Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like. Like I said before, we talked earlier in the week. I used to, or earlier last week, I guess. I used to use XSplit, which
right.
it was like $5 a month. They would bill you every 3 months, $15, which was cool. Everything worked. It set everything up for me automatically. All I had to do was import my own overlays or whatever, and it would stream simultaneously. But at the time, I wasn't using a PC as powerful as this.
Right.
So I always had a lot of lag and a lot of, one stream would freeze. Facebook would freeze, for example, but YouTube was okay, and
Sure.
Twitch was laggy, but it was going. And finally, I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I'll just do one, and that's it.
Sure.
And Twitch is the one that would pay, so I'm like, well, I'll just do that. So now I just use OBS again.
Gotcha. Okay, we got let's see here. Quick question from Holmesy Draws. We're doing well. I mean, I'm doing well. I can't speak for everyone else. There's a quick question. They didn't actually. Quick question, guys, and then I didn't hear a question. Let's see. You can use the USB headset. Okay, Jess says you can use USB headsets on the Switch when it's in docked mode. Sure. No, valid point, because there is that USB.
Where are you seeing that? Is that in the Twitch chat?
Yeah, this is also one of the issues with having 3 different streaming to 3 different places is figuring out where's what. This one's on Facebook, but
okay.
Yeah. No, that's a valid point about the on the dock. It's actually got a original USB or USB A connector in the back of it, so apparently you can do a USB headset there as well.
On the Switch dock?
Right. Apparently,
that's cool. I don't have a Switch. I don't know. I'm still not sold on it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a huge gamer, but I haven't bought. I mean, other than the NES Classic and the Super NES Classic, which I don't consider new consoles, I haven't bought a new Nintendo console since N64.
Oh, wow. So
my fiance has a Switch, not a Switch. My fiance has a Wii. I shouldn't say I haven't bought. I've bought 3 Wiis. Mm-hmm. I've bought 2 Wiis. I've had 3. They all got taken away by 3 previous ex-girlfriends. So I'm assuming that means I'm just not meant to have one.
Somehow hung on to mine.
I never bought a Wii U. I never bought a Switch, but I'm still contemplating the Switch. Like, but the only thing is like the only selling point for me is Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild.
So, yeah, that's
like
really
other
fun.
than those 2, I'm like kind of like, anything else. I haven't looked. I have to look at the list of exclusives.
Smash Brothers, to me, that was worth it alone. But yeah, I got that
Smash
Zelda.
Or like Mario Kart guy.
Diablo it plays so well on the Switch. I really like that on there.
But the thing about that is like I have it on PC and it's not cross-platform, so I wouldn't want to start a whole new.
I didn't think I would, but it only took me like 2 months to have a higher level guy than even I ever had on PC for whatever reason.
But I think I would have to, like, the list of exclusives is what would get me to buy it.
Absolutely.
Which is why I bought a PS4 over an Xbox One, because I just dug the the exclusives or whatever. But I have to look at that. I really like the portable factor. You know, I like that a lot. It reminds me of Sega Game Gear. I mean, I know Game Boy was portable and Atari Lynx Atari Lynx was portable or whatever, but it just like looks like a Game Gear to me.
Yeah,
do you like the PSP? Similar. Do you have a PSP at all?
I never had a PSP or whatever the other one was.
Yeah, what was it? I don't know either.
Vita.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have somewhere around here. I have an imitation PSP that looks just like it.
I had a PSP for a hot second, and then I sold it. But I thought it was all right.
The one that I have is like a Chinese knockoff that looks just like it, and supposedly plays just like it. I don't know. Friends of mine that have used mine and have their own. Yeah. But I never had one before. I don't know why. I just never.
For the time, it had a really good screen. It was really crisp, and I mean, I think the Nintendo, the Switch screen looks really good.
Yeah.
But
by the way, you're being told, Tony, you have a nice bokeh effect going on. I like that term. It's I didn't know that was a term prior to the last. What was it? The last
iPhone.
The last Apple keynote when they were talking about it with the portrait mode. But yeah,
bokeh.
Yeah.
Is that back to? This is Skype's new thing.
Yeah, you're unblurred now. You're blurred again. That's a really cool. That looks really good, actually.
It does. Yeah. I agree. So
it's new to whatever the newest Skype update is for. I didn't see it on Apple or MacBook Pro's Skype or whatever, but I did see it on Windows 10 PC right now. So I tried to look on my MacBook.
Oh yeah, and you reminded me that is what the subtitle I had under my name was Switch Salesman. I put down there because apparently I'm convincing everyone to buy Nintendo Switches lately. Well, I'm.
Yeah, you are.
A couple of friends so far seem to have bought them. Well, Mike literally just got his today, but anyway, I think it's basically gonna be about it for tonight. I think. But if you guys want to write into us at all, we do have an email address: techiespodcast@gmail.com. Most social media at Techies Podcast, and as I mentioned prior, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook at Techies Podcast. Sundays at 6, 7 Central or 8 Eastern Time. You can find us there. And our website is niceguynetwork.com/techies. If you'd like, you can leave us a review on iTunes. You don't have to, but it'd be cool, if you wanted to.
You have to.
Yeah. He's told you.
Body slam you.
Joey has established this. You need to listen to him. I'm not gonna, it's not me saying it. You can find Tony at Why Not Big T. You can find me at Shave Maddox. And Joey, because we didn't really give you a proper introduction, I'm just gonna let you have the floor at this point. You can pimp whatever you like.
Oh, you can find me online at Joey Image. Actually, So really quick at the end of all my YouTube videos, I would say, hey, you can find me on this, at this, and this on that, and that, and this, and this, and that, and that, and that. And my email is this, and you can do that here and that. And then one day I'm like, I am so tired of reading like 7 links. So now I just bought a website. It's joeyimage.tv, and everything's on there. Nice. It's not fancy. It's not, there's no bells and whistles. It's literally like a picture of me and like a brief thing about, hey, I'm Joe, and here's what I do. And then the bottom, it's just a list of links. So on every platform, I've changed every username to Joey Image TV. So Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, the website, joeyimage.tv.
Awesome. Very good. Very good, sir. This has been amazing. I'm not just saying, and no disrespect to any of our previous guests. This is probably one of my favorite episodes we've ever done.
Thanks, man. I'm going to go out tonight and buy a Switch and a lawnmower.
Another Raspberry Pi, just because.
Yes. I'm going to actually connect the Raspberry Pi wirelessly to the lawnmower via like a little 7-inch touchscreen, and I'm going to be able to play Switch while I'm standing on my Roomba lawnmower.
And then your neighbor can steal it tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, that guy's got a cool lawnmower. Plays video games.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Joey. This has been amazing. I just had a wacky idea. Sorry. Yeah. No. Go ahead.
So if I get a Raspberry Pi and I buy the 7-inch, there's a Newark or Element 14 that sells Raspberry Pi online in the U.S. or whatever. I think I don't know if that's the company that invented it, but they're the guys that are like the big distributor of it in this country at least. So they make an official 7-inch screen for it. So I wonder if you can staple that or glue it or whatever to like the front of this Roomba lawnmower thing and put like a really wacky like face on it, and the thing drives around and there's like dogs in the neighborhood looking at this like face coming at it's cut the grass.
That'd be awesome. Yes, we need to all make this happen. But well, yeah, price wise, I don't know what those.
Well, your viewers should chip in and buy you guys.
Totally, absolutely.
That would be great.
At least one for the show, a custom one with the network name embroidered, emblazoned on it, or whatever the word is, embossed on it. That's what I'm looking for.
Let's do it. Let's make it. I mean, we'll review it. If you guys want to send us a free one, that'd be fine. But anyway,
Will Smith on the phone. Tell iRobot we want a free lawnmower. We will review it.
Alfonso Rivera,
the movie?
Alfonso Rivera's like, I wasn't in iRobot, but I'll do it. Sure, why not? All right. Well, thank you so much. This has been awesome. Much appreciated. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you, Tony, as always.
Sure.
We very much appreciate it.
Thanks.
This is thank you all so much for listening and watching and however you might have been tuning in. And until next time, tech or easy. It's lame, I know. Again.
All
right, so the video is still live until further notice. For the record.
Okay, that was a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It was,
and I wasn't lying either. I don't know if I've ever laughed so much on a single episode.
I try to do that. I don't want everything to be all serious, nerdy, techie, geeky stuff. I need people to laugh.
Definitely.
It's good that the conversation just flows to whatever.
Yeah, my first dream growing up was to be a pro wrestler. My second was to be a stand-up comedian. So
really?
I got the wrestling thing out of my system. I've never done the comedy thing, but I try to when I'm doing stuff like this.
Right on.
But I've never actually done the stand-up thing. So this is my stand-up comedy.
So we did get a question here. Just wondering, quite new to programming, but I really wanted a interactive GIF that would react to Twitch chat commands. Oof. I've been modifying a piece of code that I found online, but in all honesty, I'm still lost. Now that I feel like, Joe, you might have more expertise in that particular.
Say it again. What is the question?
He wants an I think he means what is this interactive GIF? I don't know if he means animated GIF. I'm sorry, he or she. I should not assume here. That would react to Twitch chat commands. That I have no experience.
Oh,
with
yeah. Well, there's you can do. I think what he means is emotes.
Okay.
So you type a command in the chat and it pops up this emote. So I could do it on mine. They're only for subscribers. Mm-hmm. So that's how Twitch is now. So if you subscribe to my Twitch, you can use my emotes in the thing, and they're custom. Each Twitch account can make its own 3 custom ones for the tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3, which I think is 1 month, 3 months, and 6 months, maybe, or 1 month, 6 months, and a year. I can't see someone subscribing to me for a year. It's insane. But I think that's how it works. It's tier 1, 2, and 3. But as far as making your own, I have no idea. Okay, I have 3 now that somebody made for me.
I mean, I can do it animated GIFs. I can do in Photoshop. That's not, I mean, you can do them. You can do them if you have an existing video. You can even import that into Photoshop and create an animated GIF out of that with the Save for Web feature. That's as much as I can.
I don't know how to do any of that. That GIF thing, I have no idea how to do it.
Can you do it with how Apple does on your iPhone? You basically, it takes a picture, but it kind of looks like it could be a GIF. I mean, from that. Photos? Live photos. Could that be just something that loops to make it a GIF? I don't know anything about that.
I've never tried to import that.
I know that supposedly this year they're coming out with a full-featured version of Photoshop for iOS.
Yes, I'm excited about that.
But is it only iPad, or is it iPhone?
I think it's just iPad, yeah.
All right, so I'm wondering if you could do it on that then.
Maybe.
Or I'm wondering if there's an iPhone app or something like that'll take 4 seconds of a video and make a GIF out of it, and then save it to your camera roll. Like I don't know anything about that. I have no
Well,
idea.
that would be something. Yeah, for
Like there's people
yeah.
like I see them most commonly on from wrestling fans because there's people that will go to live shows and just gif the crap out of stuff while it's happening. I'm like, how do they do it so fast? I don't understand how.
Yeah.
Like something will be on TV on WWE television and WWE will post it in 4 seconds. Like, how do you do it so quick? I get that it's them and blah blah blah,
Sure.
but it's live. It just happened. How is it in a GIF in like a minute and a half? I don't get how it's so fast.
Dave
That's
knows
why
you
I'm
so
assuming
well.
there's got to be an app that'll just cut out like you do the trim thing in iMovie. That's
Yeah.
got to cut out a piece of each video and just make it into a GIF.
Right. Tony,
Otherwise,
Dave knows
look-
you so well. He said MS Paint.
Hey,
Tony loves his MS Paint. Yeah, but you can do it. You can do it fairly easily in Photoshop if you happen to have it. But yeah, I mean, if sorry, what was your name again? Holmesy Draws. I mean, you can message
there's,
me.
there's
message the
actually one for
podcast.
iPhone called GIF Maker.
Or there's that.
Really?
Video to GIF. I never even thought of looking for this.
yeah.
But also, thank you, Dave, for putting the link. You put a link in there for your website, Joey. And then, yeah.
Oh, for mine?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Either there on Facebook, yeah.
Yeah, mine's amazingly boring and simple. For now.
Hey, as long as
Yeah.
it gets the point across.
Oh,
That's good.
actually, this app does it with live photos too.
Oh, there you go.
So it takes a
Nice.
video, a live photo, or just a bunch of pictures, so you can put 3 or 4 together and do a GIF.
Sure.
It's actually really cool.
Nice.
I'm going to screw with this
Suggestion
all night now.
Nice. Awesome. Well, awesome.
Good stuff.
I suppose
All right.
that's
Yeah, I
about it.
suppose I
Then.
think I'll probably head out soon.